Thank you for joining us in this DVIR podcast. This is Dr. Alfred Tun, Consultant Interventional Radiologist from the Department of Vascular and Interventional Radiology at Singapore General Hospital. I'm joined by my colleague, Dr. Sonam Tashi, who is also a senior consultant colleague working in Singapore General Hospital and Sengkang General Hospital, as well as functions as the department's Deputy Quality Officer. Hey Sonam, thanks for joining me today. Could you begin by telling us more about yourself and your journey in interventional radiology?
A very good afternoon, Alfred. Thank you for inviting me to this podcast. Yes, I've been practicing as a consultant for about 8 years plus. As you mentioned, I'm manning the Interventional Radiology Service at the Singapore General Hospital and Sengkang General Hospital. I was first inspired to pursue interventional radiology during my days as a surgical medical officer when I witnessed the spectrum of services offered by interventional radiology, ranging from drainage catheter insertions to biopsies to ablation, and the relatively short recovery period the patient experiences as opposed to conventional surgery. And I decided to take a posting in radiology with exposure to interventional radiology, and that was enough to galvanize my conviction to pursue interventional radiology as a career. After I finished my formal training, I decided to spend some time at the Seoul National University Hospital in South Korea to broaden my exposure to interventional oncology.
Korea does sound like a great time for you in your training. What are some of your best memories from that time?
Yes, I did a stint of about 3.5 months in Korea, and it was an amazing experience. My proctor was Prof. Chan Jin-wook, who is a leading TACE expert. His immense knowledge and wisdom on TACE and the high volume of interventional oncology cases performed at the Seoul National Hospital were some of the prime reasons for me to choose that place, besides my love for Korean food and culture. They were pretty hardworking out there, and I managed to witness a wide range of cases being performed with a high level of expertise. I remember the team was performed around 22 cases of super-selective TACE on a particular day, besides clearing the usual IR cases. And the degree of professionalism, camaraderie, and enthusiasm shown by the team at the end of the day left a very long-standing impression on me.
One of the things that I really wanted to speak to you about is the IASIOS qualification. You were strongly involved in the process of getting our department recognized as an IASIOS accredited center. How significant was this achievement?
Yes, Alfred, I was pretty involved in the accreditation process for our department. So after thoroughly reading through the standards of quality assurance set forward by the IASIOS, I could see the significance of getting our center accredited. Not only is the IASIOS the first attempt by any professional organization to have a universally recognized accreditation system for interventional radiology, or interventional oncology for that matter, but the standards set forward by the IASIOS were clear and concise, with the goal of achieving the highest standards of care with a strong focus on patient safety. This echoed strongly with our institute's culture of delivering a safe and effective patient-centric care and management. So therefore, our department was able to comfortably fulfill the standards required to be an IASIOS accredited center. We were proud to be the first institute in Asia to be awarded this prestigious certification in June 2021, and we hope more institutes from Asia and the rest of the world can get this mark of excellence in the field of interventional oncology.
I remember being involved in the collection of the data needed for accreditation, but you must have done a lot more work working with other members of the team in preparing the application. Tell us about the challenges, and perhaps you could share some of the tips with anyone who is planning on getting IASIOS accredited.
I think the secret sauce was teamwork. This credence, which is actually built in our department's DNA, was very useful when preparing the application. Plus, having the guidance of two wise seniors, namely Professor Tan Bien-soo and Professor Tae Kyung-hyung, made a lot of difference to the process. The IASIOS team was also very supportive and accessible throughout the application process. And the bulk of the work actually involved finding the correct documents and policies to supplement the criteria, and also matching our local equivalent criteria to the international standards required by the IASIOS.
So Prof. Tae, our HOD, must have spoken to you about the next steps in getting us to become a center of excellence. What's your plan?
Yes, Alfred. We're in the next stage of the accreditation process, which is getting accredited to be the Center of Excellence. So far, the progress is good, and we have high hopes of actually getting this status next year.
Before you go, could you tell us what is your favorite device or technique in interventional radiology?
Well, gotta say, I don't have a favorite device or technique per se, as each device and technique used in interventional radiology has its own appeal. For interventional oncology, I always find some form of gratification while performing ultra-selective TASE using the triaxial system, using these tiny microcatheters to cannulate these tortuous tiny feeding arteries.
Well, Sonam, thanks for coming along after your very busy clinic today. I better let you get along to your dinner. And to the audience, thank you so much for joining in on this very, very first DVIR podcast. See you again.